Yeah, this is case number 408 on the calendar in the matter of Baker versus Baker. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Mrs. Baker, the defendant is your former husband, and I gather from your complaint that despite the fact that you are divorced, you still maintain a relationship. Is that correct? Well, you did at the time of this incident. Is that right?
Yes.
You allege that Mr. Baker assaulted you. You want him to pay for the medical expenses as well as lost wages and pain and suffering as a result of that assault. Mr. Baker says the truth of the matter is that you assaulted him, and despite the fact that he did not sustain any physical injury that required treatment, he was in fact arrested, as you were, and he wants you to pay for all of his out-of-pocket expenses, including his attorney's fees. That is his counterclaim. So I'd like you to tell me, Mrs. Baker, your version of the events of the 15th of September.
Okay, September 15th was a Sunday. We were home watching football. My daughter, my oldest daughter, had come into town from her boot camp. And
How old is she?
She is 19. There's animosity between my daughter and Mr. Baker from a previous assault that he assaulted her. Anyway, we were bringing up the fact that I wanted Shauna to come over and visit, and he didn't want her in the house. She came over to make peace.
She had actually come to the house?
Yes, and I said to him, my daughter wants to make peace with you. Would that be okay? And he got very upset and said, no, you were supposed to give me 24 hours notice if she's going to be around, and she needs to leave.
And so she left?
Yeah, so she left.
Okay.
So we continued with the football. I apologized to him. I was trying for him not to be mad. I always have to make sure he doesn't stay mad. And he started calling her just horrible names, and I begged him to stop. I actually was on my knees in front of the couch pleading with him, please stop saying all those horrible things about her. I slapped him on his face, and I realized that I shouldn't have done that because now I'm going to get in big trouble. And he did come up. He got me into a chokehold. At one point, I was actually sitting on the ground. He had me in a neck hold. He had his fist right over top of me, and he said, do you want me to finish this right now? And I stopped talking because up until then I was calling him a coward and that he only bullies girls and he bullies my daughter and bullies women, but he never bullies any men. So anyway, he pushed me back down. My face went down, and I never saw it coming. I never got a chance. And he kicked me in the face and just threw me back. Blood just started gushing out. I leaned over the coffee table. I vomited blood. And I asked him, do you want to call the police or do you want me to call the police? And he ran and hid.
What kind of injuries did you sustain?
They took me to the hospital. I have a broken nose. The broken nose, a concussion.
You have a hospital report?
Yes.
Now, can I see the police report, please?
It's a two-part police report.
Can I have his as well so that I can make sure I have all the reports?
Because it was a domestic violence, they had Jane Doe and John Doe.
Had you been drinking?
Yes, we both had been.
You both been drinking vodka and orange juice?
Yes.
Was that the drink of choice? How much had you been drinking that day, both of you?
I was drinking my fourth cocktail in about probably 4 hours.
And you?
Probably about the same.
Think that contributed to getting the situation getting out of hand?
I don't know. He drinks an awful lot, a lot more than I do.
Did you tell the police that after you slapped him in the face with your open hand and there was an altercation where he was pushing you down on the couch that you were trying to hit him in the testicles and stomach?
That's when
Did you tell that to the police?
Yes.
And that was before he kicked you?
Yes.
All right, let me hear your version of these events, sir.
It happened pretty much along the same lines she says, but without a few details. I was sitting on the couch, we were both sitting on the couch watching a football game, and we were cheering for the same team, having a good time, and we had argued previously on the previous day about her daughter, and I have a problem with her daughter, and she has a problem with me. And because of our history, it's just not a good idea to have her in our house while I'm there. And all I asked for was a reasonable time of notice so that I could leave and she can spend as much time as she wants to with her daughter. She did not go along with it on that night because her daughter's getting out of boot camp, and she's here visiting. And I said, fine, but I don't want to be here. So she wants me to make up with her daughter. I don't want to make up with her daughter. She made a false statement against me and told the police that I assaulted her 6 months ago, when in fact it was her and my wife that got into the fight. I don't want her in my house.
Gotcha.
Period.
Okay. So what happened after your wife slapped you?
She didn't slap me, Your Honor. She punched me in the jaw. She punched me there. She punched me a second time in the shoulder. She grabbed my back. Then she grabbed my wrist. She threw me to the floor. I got a rug burn on this knee. Then as I was attempting to stand up, she grabbed me again. I have photos of that also, of everything, of my injuries. Also the medical report on the back. All of these things happened before her nose was injured.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Here you said, so I lightly slapped his mouth to try to stop him. That sounded to me like he went like this. Oh no, don't say those things about Shauna. Well, what you really did was haul off and slug him.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Deborah Baker claims she had a knockdown, drag-out brawl with her estranged husband, Bill Baker. Deborah says that's when Bill kicked her in the face.
Mr. Baker, your wife doesn't have a lawsuit, at least a viable one, because she started it. She hit you first.
She hit all of them.
Well, she hit you first, she's hit you second, she tried to kick you, she tried to hit you in your stomach, she tried to hit you in your testicles. She acknowledged that to the police. She had had a little bit to drink. The fact that she ended up with a broken nose, that's unfortunate, but that's the way it goes. When you start a fight, sometimes you get the worst of it. You understand that, Mrs. Baker? You started the fight.
I slapped his mouth.
I don't care whether you slapped his mouth. You,
okay.
I mean, even here, even in your complaint that you filed here, what you did was minimize what you actually did. I assumed that because you knew that I would be looking at the police reports, you came clean. But here you said, so I lightly slapped his mouth to try to stop him from saying the horrible things. That sounded to me like he went like this. Oh no, don't say those things about Shauna. Well, what you really did was haul off and slug him.
No, I did not punch him.
I
did not punch him.
Whether you slugged him with an open hand or a fist, that doesn't make any difference. You hit him first. He's going to tell me that he didn't mean to kick you, that you were struggling and, you know, you're trying to bite him on the toes, I think is what he says here, and that his foot extended and he kicked you in the face. But even if he kicked you in the face, after you slapped him, you can't complain because you got the worst of the fight. That's what happens. You put your hands on somebody first, you get the worst of the fight. You don't come to court and say, now you got to compensate me. You don't waste my time with that. The only question is, you have no lawsuit. The only question is whether he does or not. Because you started this fight, you were furious, and you weren't about to let it go, and you told the police, amongst other things, that you weren't begging him to be nice to Shauna, which is what you tell me in your complaint. You were calling him all kinds of names. You called him a wimp, you called him all kinds of other names before you got kicked.
Yes.
Well,
and I don't think that gives him the right to kick me when my face is down.
I want to tell you something. Where was his face when you slapped him?
He was sitting on the couch.
You make a difference whether your face is down or whether you're sitting on the couch?
He was looking straight at me. He was calling me.
Mrs. Baker, let me tell you something. You don't get any special compensation here because you're a woman and you got the worst of a fight. You started it. You put your hands on him first. You don't get rewarded for that. Case over. Now, you have a counterclaim. You have a counterclaim because you want Mrs. Baker to compensate you for what you spent as a result of being arrested that day. Let me see. Because that sounds viable to me. I don't know why you were arrested. I have no idea why you were arrested. Well, I know why you were arrested. You were arrested because she looked worse than you did. What happened with these cases? They were both dismissed?
Yes.
Yes.
Both decided not to follow through with them. Is that right?
It wasn't our choice. It was the attorneys, city attorneys.
Maybe he's afraid of city attorney's political future. I am not. I don't like domestic violence in whatever form it takes. But that doesn't mean that only women can be the victims of domestic violence. Men can be the victims of domestic violence as well. And unfortunately, this is a case where he was the victim of domestic violence. He was defending himself from you. You were out of control. You were out of control according to what you told the police. According to what you told the police, first you hit him. Then you try to hit him in the testicles. You try to hit him in the stomach. And after that, he kicked you.
That was to get him to get me out of the headlock. He had me in the headlock.
After that,
I was grabbing.
he hit you. He kicked you and hurt you. That's what happened. And then he was arrested. His injuries look as bad as yours. He's got scratches all over him. He's got black and blue marks all over him.
Yeah,
and he was arrested. The reason he was arrested is because the police are very, very sensitive about domestic violence. When in doubt, arrest everybody. You know, and I can't fault them for that, because there have been lawsuits involving the police and domestic violence. So they say, listen, when in doubt, let the city attorney decide, or the county attorney decide what they're going to do, which is what they did in this case. And the county attorney wimped out. I won't.
Yeah.
I'm awarding Mr. Baker $1,500 on his counterclaim. Your claim is dismissed. That's all.
He's step out.
He's attacked her. He kicked her in the head while she was on the floor as well.
I just want to get on with my life and move forward.
It was a cowardly chicken thing to do, and I'm just really glad that I'm out of it.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Hollis versus Kirkland. Step forward, please.
Inventory control clerk Lori Hollis is suing her former live-in boyfriend, salesman Alex Kirkland, for unpaid rent and bills. Alex says this is revenge for their breakup.
Ms. Hollis, according to your complaint, a couple of years ago, the defendant lived with you. I assume you were in some sort of a relationship when he came to live with you. You say that he owes you money for rent and other bills. Mr. Kirkland says he doesn't owe you a thing, that you never had an agreement with regard to rent, and when he was working, he gave you money. Is that right, sir?
That's correct.
Okay. When did you move in together, or he moved in with you?
June 10th, 2001.
And how long did you know him before he moved in with you?
From October 1999 for a little over a year and a half.
Why did he move in with you?
He had gotten into a situation where he needed a place to live. And
I don't know what that means.
He had broken up with his girlfriend at the time, and he needed a place to live. He was moving out of his place. And so I offered to let him stay with me.
So he wasn't your boyfriend at the time?
No.
He was just a friend?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead.
And, you know, and we had an agreement that he was supposed to pay me $450 a month, plus, you know, half of the living expenses, utilities. And about 10 days, I think it was like the 25th of June, he had lost his job. And he lost his job under circumstances which prevented him from being able to collect unemployment. I was a friend of his, and I had faith that he would get a job soon and, you know, and be able to adhere to our agreement. But he stayed unemployed all the way through March 2002.
That's your problem. That's your problem.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Soon after he did get a job, he picked up and left.
He's consistent.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Lori Hollis says ex-boyfriend Alex Kirkland owes for rent and bills. Alex says Lori is a vengeful woman.
Let me tell you what you just told me. You just told me that he broke up with his girlfriend and he had to move out of her apartment. Right? I assume it was her apartment, because she wasn't leaving. He was being forced out. Is that right? That's why he came to live with you.
Well, I don't know the circumstances of their relationship. So
well, certainly he needed the place to live. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Then, as soon as he got to your house, he lost his job. And when you say he lost a job under circumstances under which he could not collect unemployment, which means he didn't leave voluntarily. He left because he got caught doing something wrong. Well, if you get caught doing something wrong, then maybe you can't collect unemployment, because if you get fired, and if you've had a work history, then you can collect unemployment. So now you have faith in him that he's going to get a job, but he doesn't get a job. So you can, if he's just your friend, you say to him, toodaloo. Well, but you decided not to. So why are you here a year and a half later looking for rent?
Well, all the time that he was staying with me, well, in September of 2001, he decided, he instigated a conversation with me to take our relationship further, because we had been friends for a real long time. We cared about each other, and I loved him. So
That's why you let him stay.
I let him stay.
That's why you let him stay.
And he continually told me that, don't worry, you'll get a job and he'll pay me what he owes me, and so on. But soon after he did get a job, he picked up and left. And
he's consistent. He's consistent. So what are you complaining about?
Well, the fact that
you cared for him. He evidently was not committed.
I do have a signed rental agreement by him, though.
Let me see it. When did you have him sign a rental agreement?
Well, I tried to get him, and that he was going to use it as so in a child support hearing to prevent his child support from being raised.
Were you involved in the child support dispute, sir?
Yes.
Is that why you signed this agreement?
That is why I signed that agreement.
So, according to this, you owe her for a year's rent.
According to that.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
And?
I didn't really remember signing that agreement. And once she brings it, now that she brings it up, the reason that I signed it was to take into court to show that I was living at a place and everything was on the up and up, and for them not to raise the child support, which they did anyway. It had really nothing to do with rent. She agreed to help me knowing the situation that I was in. I did pay her. I signed my complete checks over to her once I started working, and I didn't move out right after I got a job.
When you say you signed your complete checks over to her, how often did he do that? How many times did he sign his complete checks over to you?
He did the first check he got in April. He did because we were kind of in the rears at rent at the time.
So how much was that?
I don't know how much.
How much was that? Do you remember?
I believe it was around $500 from what I had left from the child support.
Mm-hmm.
And he moved out in July 15th.
Okay. Mr. Kirkland, what you're suggesting is that you took this piece of paper. You were sworn to tell the truth.
That's correct.
And the judge asked you what your expenses were?
Yes, he did. I told him that I wasn't working, and those are expenses that were against me.
You gave this to the judge when
Yes.
you were under oath and
Yes.
said, these are my expenses.
Yes.
My rent is $450 a month.
That's correct.
I need this for transportation. I need this for clothing. Is that right?
That's correct.
So now you're coming into this court, and you're telling me in this court that this was merely meant to fool the judge in the child support proceeding.
That's not correct.
Of course that's correct. That you furnished this document to the judge in the child support hearing in the hopes that they would not raise your child support, but that this agreement was false. You were not supposed to pay $450 a month rent. So you furnished this to the judge in that hearing in order to fool that judge. Your fair statement?
I guess that would be a fair statement.
A judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Your Honor, this is case number 286 on the calendar in the matter of Hilton versus McElroy. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Gentlemen, have seats, please.
Ms. Hilton, the defendant is a friend of your current boyfriend's. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And it is your claim that for some bizarre reason, she vandalized your car. You were not present when that happened. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And yet you believe that she did it. The defendant says she had no reason to vandalize your car and she didn't do it. Boyfriend?
Yes, ma'am.
Who's he?
He's a friend of her boyfriend's.
Who saw her vandalize your car?
Joseph.
Joseph, step up, please. Joseph, what's your last name?
Guillory.
Mr. Guillory, I want you to tell me, start from the beginning, sir, and tell me what you know about this evening, which is the 25th of July, 2002.
Okay. Me and Andrea and my friend Dre and another girl named Bridget, we went to the club called the Hurricane Hut. We were all having a good time. We had a few drinks. And after the club, we came back to my stepmom's house. We was playing a sex game.
A what?
A sex game.
Sex game.
Right. It was called the authorization game. And Andre asked me, can he mess with Andrea?
Andre asked you
Right.
if he could mess with this lady.
Right.
Why would he ask your permission?
Because we was playing an authorization game.
Oh, that's
You had
part
to
of the
ask for
game.
it. It's part of the game.
Go ahead.
And I said, yeah. And I had to ask her, can I mess with her friend, Bridget? And so they were messing around, and we were messing around. She looked over and saw me. Well, she saw Bridget sliding up and down on me and thought we were having sex, but we wasn't. And she got mad, and she said she was fisting to go. And I said, well, I'm fisting to go, too. She said, well, where are you going to spend the night tonight? I said, I'm going home to Dolly.
To this lady?
Right. She got mad and said, oh, you going home to that? And so they walked out.
Who walked out?
Andrea and Bridget. So I proceeded to walk out too, but I was like about 3 or 4 minutes behind them. So I just happened to look out the window and I seen her keying up the car.
Keying whose car?
Dolly's car.
You mean you had driven her car that evening? You didn't tell me about
No, her car was
it.
parked in the parking lot. And we took my homeboy's car, but when we came back, yeah, Dolly's car was still there.
So you drove her car over to this apartment complex where
Right.
you proceeded to go out for the
Get another
evening
car.
drinking
Yeah.
in another car and then come back to your stepmom's house,
Right.
have sex with a whole bunch of other people, and then you were going to go back to her house with her car. Was that your plan?
Right.
And when you came out, you saw her car in the parking lot, and you saw her doing what?
She was keying the car and her friend Bridget was right behind her.
What do you mean you saw her keying the car?
Well, I couldn't see what she had in her hand, but she was just going down the car with, you know.
No, it wasn't.
Okay, so what did you do next?
So I proceeded to go outside, but by the time I got all the way to the car, she already had then walked away and hit me on the cell phone, called me on the cell phone. And she said,
called you on the cell phone?
Right. She said, I don't know who black car this is, but I just did up. And I said, why did you do that? And I told her, don't call me no more. She kept calling my phone saying, don't tell her, don't tell her. I said, why not? And she said, well, tell her somebody else did it.
Or else I'm going to tell Dolly what you were doing this evening.
I didn't even know her. Sorry.
So she kept begging me to tell us that somebody else did it, but I wouldn't do it.
Now I'll hear you.
That night that we went out, it was on the 24th. It was the night before the 25th. We all met at his house. We were all hanging out in the bedroom, watching TV and stuff like that. There was no sex game going on. His friend came on to me, and I said no. And I seen him messing with my friend, and she said she felt uncomfortable. She walked away and told me, and I said, okay, we're leaving. And he said, why are you leaving? And I was like, because you're putting our relationship I didn't like where he was putting the relationship.
What relationship?
We weren't together, but we had a relationship. We were seeing each other.
How were you seeing each other? Were you
He'd come
intimate
and
with
visit
each
me
other?
when I lived in Austin. He came and spent the night at my house. It was an intimate relationship.
Was it intimate in the month of July of 2002?
Yes, it was. It has been for about 3 years.
Okay,
up
go
until
ahead.
that day. I've only met this girl one time, Dolly. I've only seen her car, I think, in passing, and I couldn't tell you what kind of car it was. The night that we came back, there was no big fight. There was no misunderstanding, no argument. I just told him I didn't like where he was putting our relationship, and I didn't want to talk to him anymore. So me and my friend Bridget, we left. We got in her car and we left. He called me asking me to come back. And we had some words on the phone, and then I got to my house, and that's when she called me. He went and told her that I keyed her car, and she called me telling me all kinds of stuff that I need to watch myself, that she's going to beat my butt or whatever. I never
And what does he have to do with all this?
Because he's his friend. JoJo went and told him one day that he didn't know who keyed his car.
Step up. Tell me your name.
Q Logan.
Mr. Logan, tell me what you know about this. You clearly weren't there that evening, but did you at some point, she says, have a conversation with Mr. Guillory?
Yes, ma'am. The day after it happened, and he said that he didn't see it. He said he saw her standing near his car. He was in the window. He was inside the house.
Yes.
In the window, he looked out the
So what
window.
did he say to you?
He said he seen her standing near the car, but since he was going to try to sue her, he was going to tell the court that he seen her key the car, which in essence, if you seen someone keying your car, wouldn't you try to go out there and stop them?
I was going outside.
It takes more than 2 or 3 minutes to key the word in somebody's paint job.
So who do you think did that?
I have no idea who did it, but JoJo takes her car at all times of the night. She has no say-so where she can drive her own car. He
Who?
drops her off at work.
You mean Dolly?
Yes. She pays all the bills. The only thing, the apartment is in his name. He goes where he wants, when he wants. He quit his job because he did not want to pay the amount that they wanted him to pay in child support. So he quit and went to his old job.
What child support? Who does he have a child with?
He has a child with another girl, not Dolly. He quit his
Not
job.
Dolly, not this lady.
No.
How old is the child?
Maybe about 2 years old.
So he had a relationship with somebody else while he was having a relationship with you. At least one other that you know about.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And I.
So.
What?
But see, I knew about it, and I'm not a jealous person. I met that girl that was pregnant by him, and I took her over there to meet him. I never overreacted about anything like that. We had an open relationship, so I don't understand why he would say that I would key his car.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
That's what I would say to him. But for your antics, my car would be okay. I'm 100% sure of that.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Dolly Hilton says her boyfriend's ex, Andrea McElroy, keyed her car. Dolly's boyfriend, Joseph, says Andrea was angry over a sexual game they played with a group of friends.
What do you do for a living, sir?
I'm a cook.
Are you working now?
Yes, I am. I was working 2 jobs.
Are you? You pay child support?
Yes, I do.
But he quit his job making $40,000 a year to go back to working as a cook at
No,
KFC.
that's not why I quit my job.
Yes, it is. You told me it was.
He told all of us it was.
What's your current child support order?
160, and I gave her 20 more
160 a what?
a month.
How much do you earn at your job, working 2 jobs, sir?
No, I was working 2 jobs. I let one go on the, I was working on the water offshore, and I was working at KFC too, both of them.
How much do you make now?
How much do I make now? About $1,300 a month.
What kind of work do you do, Miss Hilton?
I drive a school bus.
You have children?
Yes, ma'am.
How many children do you
I
have?
have 2.
Who pays the rent in your house?
I pay rent, and he also helps pay bills.
You know what he's going to do? He's going to pay for your car. You want to know why? Because I'm not 100% sure she did it, but I'm 100% sure of this, that but for his actions, you wouldn't have any trouble with your car. I'm 100% sure of that.
Your Honor, she...
No, listen to me. I'm 100% sure of that.
No.
I know that I'm not convinced by the required quantum of proof that I need to be convinced by that she keyed your car. I am, however, 100% convinced that but for him, according to his own testimony, your car would not have been placed at risk. Because let's see what he did. He took your car to go out with a bunch of other friends to a club without you. Now, that may be okay. Let's say that's okay. That you said, listen, you want to go out for an evening, go out for an evening. Mm-hmm. I can't believe that you would say go out for an evening with an old girlfriend or a girlfriend who we had been intimate with for 3 years. Can't believe that he actually told you that. But maybe he did. Maybe I'm that old-fashioned. But let's say he didn't tell you. And then from the club, he went back to somebody's house where, according to him, they decided to have a party and play sex games. That's according to him. She said it didn't happen. But let's say I believe him. And it all got very unseemly. And then she got annoyed and she went outside. And maybe she keyed your car, and maybe it was the mother of some other one of his children who keyed your car. Maybe it was somebody else. But one thing I know for sure, but for his total lack of morality, your car would not have been damaged. So he's going to pay for it. See, he's going to pay for it. And I suggest that you make up your mind. Either he pays for your car and you say to, because that's what I would say to him, but for your antics, my car would be okay. So either get your behind out of here, away from my 2 children, because you are nothing but a lowlife, and I don't want you, Mr. Lowlife, near my children, or fix my car and straighten up. You got it? The case is dismissed. Period. End of discussion. Goodbye.
She's got nude pictures of herself laying all over Houston.
If he wouldn't have come in here and tried to lie, I'm sure things could have been worked out.
She was trying to act like a good girl. We got pictures right here showing she was a bad girl, butt naked and stuff.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Robert versus Joseph Oski, step forward, please.
Student Kathy Robert is suing her former friend, freelance event coordinator Marion Joseph Oski, for the value of her pets. Marion is countersuing for harassment and lost wages.
Ms. Robert, the defendant was a friend of yours, according to you, and agreed to do some pet sitting for you.
That's correct.
And according to you, she sold your pets to a local pet store. You want to be compensated for the pets. The defendant says that she did, in fact, agree to watch your animals for you for a day. It ended up being 3 weeks. She couldn't keep them anymore. She is counterclaiming, alleging harassment. So why don't you tell me when and under what circumstances she agreed to do this pet sitting for you?
She agreed originally to do it for me on July 8th. I came over and left my animals on July 16th. It was supposed to be...
Okay. What kind of animals were they?
I had 3 birds, 1 bunny, and a small fish aquarium.
3 birds, 1 rabbit, and 1 fish tank?
Small aquarium, yes.
Well, what was in the aquarium?
Some guppies.
Is this just a bowl?
Mm-hmm, a bowl.
So you're talking about a fish bowl, hardly an aquarium.
No.
3 birds, what kind of birds?
A plumhead parakeet and a white-faced cockatiel and a albino parakeet.
Why did you tell her you needed her to watch the animals for you?
I was moving out and my apartment wasn't ready yet, and I couldn't put the animals where I was going to be staying, so she agreed to take care of them, and I gave her $50 to do that.
Did she give you $50?
No, ma'am. She gave me $25, a check which she asked me not to cash for several days, which I complied with.
Does that sound right to you?
No, because she had a closed bank account and I couldn't give her a check, so I gave her cash on different times.
That's not true.
What do you mean you gave her cash at different times?
I gave her $25 initially, and then whenever I would come over to visit, I'd give her $10.
All right. So initially you did give her $25.
Initially.
Okay. Now, you brought the animals over on the 16th?
Correct.
Then what happened?
And then I came over to visit once a week. She knew that she would be watching the birds for about 3.5 weeks.
Don't tell me what you knew. Did she come over once a week?
About that.
Fine. How many weeks did you visit?
3.
When did you tell her you wanted the animals back?
I had asked her if she could watch them till about August 15th, but she said that she needed me to come pick them up about August 8th. So I said, okay. And I tried to call her August 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th. Never got a phone call back from her at all.
Well, when was the last time you had visited your animals?
I believe it was July 31st, and I went over on July 31st, and my bunny wasn't there. She said that the bunny was being cared for by her ex-husband, which we later found out was a lie. They were over at her little girl's friend's house, and we went there approximately 6 weeks later and picked it up from the little girl's friend's house.
Okay, so the bunny you got back?
The bunny I got back, and I bought back one bird from
Just
the
a
pet
minute,
store.
bunny you now have?
The bunny I have.
What happened with the birds? Because it's the birds that we're talking about.
Well, Your Honor, she did ask me to watch them, but it was only for, quote, a few days at the most.
Okay, but she came to visit. According to what you just testified to, she would come once a week. So you knew it was more than one day, because that's what you say in your answer.
Initially, it was 1 to 3 days.
Okay, but it turned out to be more than that.
Correct.
And you knew it was more than that because she came to visit once a week, according to you.
Right.
You said that. So why did you give away her animals?
Because
Or sell
I told her, each time she came to visit me, I told her that she needed to pick them up by the 12th. By the 12th of August, I needed them gone because my landlord did not allow me to have pets. And she said, if I can't have...
Would you look at me?
If I can't have a place for them to stay, then can you find someone to watch them for me? And so I found someone else to take care of them, and they, in turn, got rid of the birds. I did not. I just did what she asked me to do.
Who did you give the birds to?
A friend.
Give me the friend's name.
Jeff is his name.
And you gave Jeff the birds when?
On the 14th, when I was moving out. After I waited for her to come, and she did not because my door was ajar open all day because I was fixing the door so that I could move out and get my deposit
Your
back.
Honor, I was there on the 15th, and she told me that the
And
birds were at
excuse
her
me.
mother's house, and she gave me a fake phone number. I was there the day after she's saying that.
She told you that the birds
she
were at
gave
her
them
mother's house.
Yep.
Did you ever find out what happened to the birds?
I found one of them in a pet store, and I have no idea what happened to the plumhead. I have no idea.
How did you find one of the birds in a pet store?
I heard them arguing in the background. I called up once, and she said, well, I really don't have your birds. Jeff really has them. And she started arguing with Jeff in the background, and he goes, well, I can't get them back. I sold them to Birdland.
All right, you want to tell me about your counterclaim?
Yes, ma'am. Kathy called everyone I know, telling them that if they ever wanted to see me alive again, that they should tell me to give her birds back. And she also threatened my family. She told me, just give me your laptop and I will leave you and your family alone. She
And you offered to give me the
told my
laptop.
daughter, she told my daughter that she was going to come to her school if I didn't give her anything in return for her birds being sold, which she knew that I did not sell.
That's not true.
And threatening me, and she made me lose a babysitting job I had because I had a 3-year-old there, and she was screaming at my face. She was right here telling me she was going to trash my car and she wasn't going to leave us alone. And
you had no right to give anybody her animals. This isn't the situation where she left these animals with you, totally unattended. She never came back. I'm speaking. The $25 that she gave you more than covered any food for 3 birds and a rabbit for 3 weeks. So there's no question that you didn't have any out-of-pocket expenses, even if she didn't give you any more money. I mean, bird seed and rabbit food, $25 worth goes a very, very long way. So what you had to do was just return them to her and get them out of your house.
But she asked me, Your Honor.
You chose not to do that. You chose to give them to somebody who was unreliable.
No.
That's boyfriend Jeff.
Excuse me, Your
And
Honor.
if Jeff, no, now
Excuse
you
me, Your
listen
Honor.
to me. And if Jeff sold them, You are responsible. You agreed to take care of her pets, and you chose not to do that.
Until a certain time, Your Honor.
No, you chose not to do that.
She agreed to pick them up on the 12th, Your Honor.
And you chose a path that was wrong, because you had another path that you could have chosen, which was to take the animals, 3 birds, because you already didn't have the rabbit, and take them to where she was living and say,
I did not know
here
where
they
she was
are,
living.
then pick up the phone and call her.
I knew her for 3 weeks before all this happened. She just starts dumping her stuff and all of her pets on me, and I was just trying to help her.
She didn't dump anything on you, madam. According to you, she would come by once a week to visit them. You told me that. That's what you told me for 3 weeks.
And
that's what you told me. So this wasn't just here, take my animals and I'll come and get them when I want to. She gave them to you. She did the responsible thing. She gave them to you with money. Then she came once a week to see them and probably gave you an extra couple of bucks too, although you don't acknowledge that.
However,
even if she didn't, she gave you enough to take care of them. You had a responsibility to do the right thing. You did not. She's going to get what she asks for, which is $560. And as far as your counterclaim is concerned, you didn't do the right thing. You don't get a penny for harassment. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Your this is case number 401 on the calendar in the matter of Dawson versus Wade. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Mr. Dawson, you are the head of a church group?
No, I'm not a head. I'm just one of the members of the church group.
And you?
I'm a member also. I'm his wife.
According to your complaint, your church group sold a van at auction at a charity event. Is that right?
Yes, we donated to...
You donated... Shh, put your hand down. Explain that to me. You had a van.
Right.
The van was the church's van, and it had a logo on it.
Yes, we retired it. Mm-hmm.
She bought the van at auction. Put your hand down, madam, and stop moving around. You're making me very seasick. Just be quiet and behave. So far, you're not losing, but don't irritate me. The money that was retrieved from this auction went back to the church?
Yes.
So you sold the van.
Mm-hmm.
She bought the van. Your lawsuit involves a request to have her remove and paint the logo so that nobody can see that it belonged to the church. Is that right?
Yes.
Why?
Reason being is that we have an outreach ministry that we do a work out in Los Angeles County, and our name is vividly seen in the neighborhoods, and that's the reason why...
And it was on the van?
Yes.
You have a picture of the van?
Yes, I do.
Let me take a look at the picture of the van with the logo on it.
This one.
While I'm looking at that, Mr. Dawson, who was in charge of making the arrangements to give the van out for auction?
The pastor of our ministry.
All right, now I see it. It's got your name all over it. Now I see it. How much did you pay for it?
I paid $800.
Good. And when you got it, it had these markings on it?
Yes, it did.
And you don't want the markings on it?
No.
Not in her possession?
No.
So why don't you take them off before you sold it?
Well...
What does that have to do with her? Where are you people coming from? Put your hand down a second. Where are you people coming from? You want to sell this, you turn it over to an auctioneer, they sell it, and now you're suing her. Stop, listen to me, Miss Wade. If you don't give me the attitude, I am totally unimpressed with your attitude, and it's irritating. You don't want to pass this along to somebody? You paint it over before you sell it. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand, but they had made an agreement that they would be taken off before...
Who made the agreement?
The auctioneer. The person who would purchase the van would take it off.
Who made the arrangement? You made the arrangement with her, or somebody made the arrangement with the auction house?
With the auction house.
Sue them! What are you suing her for?
Can I say something?
What?
The reason we're suing her is because our ministry is very popular throughout Southern California, Anaheim, even in San Diego. We do a very good work with children, gang prevention, youth.
Very nice. What? Keep going.
The reason I'm saying this is because they're going around in our van representing our ministry, cursing, screaming, yelling.
Miss Dawson.
Yes, ma'am.
They are not representing your ministry. She's driving around in a van that she bought, that your ministry failed to ensure did not have its logo on it because it turned it over to an auction house to sell it with the logo on it. And if you didn't want the logo on it, paint it before you sell it.
I understand that, ma'am.
Period. End of discussion. She's not holding herself out to be your ministry. She's driving around in a van she purchased. You want her to spend more than $800?
Yes, she is. She's representing our ministry. She said that she takes the youth around in our ministries. They like it on there. They don't want to take it off. We offered to take it off for them, to take it off professionally, and they said no. He likes it on there. He was belligerent. He cursed. He threatened my pastor's wife. He called the church.
That's it. He liked it.
Yeah, but it's
representing
our ministry. It's representing our ministry. We get calls from all over the Southern California area, from Torrance to Los Angeles, complaining that how could our ministry do something like that, curse with children around? We don't do that. They're misrepresenting our ministry, and they won't take it off. Who would want to drive around with a Youth Action for Christ Jesus sign when they don't even represent Christ? We represent Christ.
Let me, madam, give you an example that maybe you will understand.
Yes, ma'am.
The Beatles used to tour this country on a bus.
Yes, ma'am.
And they had the word Beatles on the bus. Trademark. Now, let us say at the end of their tour, they decided that they had no further need for this bus, and they were going to sell it. And they put an ad in the paper. Take away the third party, the auction house. They put an ad in the paper. I see this ad and I say, gee, I would really like to have a Beatles bus. I'd like to have a bus that I knew the Beatles drove around in, and that had their name on it, that had their pictures on it. I want that. And I'm prepared to spend the money for it. So I answer the ad. They say the bus is $25,000. I say, sold. That's what I want. I want to take my kids touring, my kids and my grandchildren. I want to be stuck in a bus with my grandchildren, right, touring the country in this Beatles bus. Paul McCartney says, you got to take, after I pay the $25,000, you got to take our name off the bus.
I understand.
I said, no, you want to sell this bus without your name on it, take it off. I bought it with the name on it.
I understand.
It's my bus.
Yes, ma'am.
She bought the whole package.
She sure did.
And if your minister made a mistake by not removing the logo before he turned it over for sale, that's his problem.
Can I clarify something? My husband failed to mention that my minister was responsible for letting us take the van. We were responsible for taking the names off. We failed, and we're trying to take care of it now. My ministry is not responsible for it.
You can't.
I called the police, and they said the only thing I could do is go to small claims court to petition to them to take it off. She met with my husband, and she was very nice about saying okay.
What I'm telling you is, if she wants to, she can.
If
you want to give her money, maybe if you give her money, she'll say, fine, I'll take it off. Maybe $400 would make it feel better for me. Well, maybe, but you cannot require her. Because
we didn't require her. We asked her, and she was very nice. She was very humble, and she said, sure, to come take it off. We called her husband. He said, who do you think you are calling my house? You're not going to take anything. He cursed. He said, if you say another word, I'm going to hang up in your face.
I heard you, Miss Dawson. You're not listening to me.
I'm sorry.
You're not listening to me. If it was your responsibility, you didn't take care of your responsibility. You can't clean it up now. I'm telling you, you cannot require her to take off the logo from the bus because you don't like the language she uses or somebody uses when they're in the bus driving around. You cannot require her to do that.
It's not just the language.
I don't care what it is. I don't care if she was mooning people when she was driving around with your bus.
I understand
you
that.
cannot require her to do it.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
He pulled out the razor blade and was starting to proceed to take the lettering off my van. And I was like, wait a minute, hold up. You can't take this off my car right now.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Anthony Dawson and his wife Kimlin are suing Danye Wade for misrepresenting herself as part of their ministry. The Dawsons say Danye purchased a van from their church and refuses to remove the logo.
Now, you may pay her and say to her, listen, let's enter into an agreement, and perhaps I will, I'll give you money. You want some money to remove this from the bus?
Yes, if they want.
Just a minute.
Okay.
Here we go. How much money do you want?
I want $15 for it. $1,500 for it.
Well, you only paid $800.
Can I explain why?
No, just a minute. You only paid $800. So explain to me. Explain to me why you want 15. You know, you're going to. Let me explain something. You're going to get nothing.
Okay.
Because
okay,
what I'm trying to do is to make an arrangement that will satisfy everybody.
Okay.
It would have to be a voluntary arrangement. Do you understand? Not something that's loony.
Okay.
So, if you want some money so that they will paint it, give it a nice fresh coat of paint, that sounds reasonable to me.
Okay, but may I explain to you the reason why I want 15 for it?
Sure.
Okay, because first of all, when I bought the van was $800. I paid $400 to register the car. Didn't have a problem. When I bought the van, my intentions was to take the lettering off because I didn't want it. I wanted to paint it in one color, and I couldn't afford it. You know, I just didn't have the money to buy it. Okay, one day I was shopping at a store. I came out my store to this man right here, this minister, at my van, doing something to my van. Okay, when I got to you wasn't even there.
Oh, yes, she was. Just a second.
Put your hand down. Little girl. Okay.
Listen to me.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Say okay.
I'm sorry. Okay, so
I don't want you. Okay. I don't want you to talk to them. You talk to me. Okay. You understand? You came out of a store. What was he doing to your van?
At that time, I didn't know what he was doing because when I walked out the store, I could see him at the van, and as I got closer to the van, he was walking away, and then when I got to the van, me and my son, he walked towards me, and I asked him what was he doing. And he was like, he identified himself, I'm the minister of this church, and I thought when they sold you the van, they took the lettering off of it. And I was like, no, they didn't. I bought this like this, but I have intentions on taking it off. And he asked me, he was like, well, can I take it off? I was like, sure. I gave him the number. I said, let's make arrangements. And he pulled out the razor blade and was like, he pulled out the razor blade, and I can describe exactly what kind of razor blade. It was like a box cutter. He pulled out the razor blade and was starting to proceed to take the lettering off my van, and I was like, wait a minute, hold up. My baby looking in the car, he looking out the window. I'm like, you can't take this off my car right now. You cannot do this. We have to make arrangements. I just told you to call me. I jumped in my car. I pulled off. I went home. I told my neighbors and everything. I was like, you won't believe what just happened to me.
Now
okay.
I understand.
I'm sorry.
So, just a second.
I'm like, you won't believe what just... Okay.
Miss Wade, now you told me what happened. Now, you're moving around. You're making me very, very dizzy. Either one of two things are going to happen today. Either I'm just going to send you both packing because they have no case. You have no case on a counterclaim. If you are prepared to have them pay to repaint the van, how much are you prepared to accept so that they will be happy and according to you, you will be happy? And don't tell me $1,500 because $1,500 is going to buy you the door.
Okay, can I say something now? He took letters off the van. It's letters off the van. His name is off the van.
Fine.
Half of his letters. I didn't tell him to do that. I told him let's make arrangements.
Fine. Listen to me very carefully, Miss Wade. Let me ask you this, Miss Wade. You're not following what I'm saying. I asked you for a figure. So, how much will it cost to paint the van?
Well, I went to Earl Shy and they said $600 to repaint
the
car.
Good. $600 to repaint it. Now, Mr. and Mrs. Dawson, are you prepared to spend $600 to correct your mistake? Is the question. The answer is either yes or no. You're not. You have no case. So she wants $600 so that she can, or you can, take it where they paint cars and have it painted.
We offer to have it removed professionally. We don't want to pay $600 to have it removed.
Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
They sit there and act like he didn't pull out the razor blade.
We wouldn't even use a scraper. We were going to use a blow dryer on our property. It doesn't even work like that to remove it professionally.
Right. We had someone who was going to take it off.
That was a lie.
They sitting here acting, putting on this show, acting like they didn't do it and act like I'm just so innocent. No, you're not innocent, not at all. You are hypocrites.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Barriga versus Cully, step forward.
Mechanic Roman Barriga is suing his former neighbors, Sean Cully Sr. and his wife Karen. Roman says the Cully's son, 14-year-old Sean Jr., broke out the windows on 2 of his Porsches.
Have a seat. You up. Tell me your name.
Sean Cully.
How old are you?
14.
Did you knock out the windows in his sports cars that were in his backyard?
Yes, ma'am.
Why?
I thought it was fun at the time.
Were you with anybody else?
Yes.
Who?
Jimmy.
Whose idea was it to knock the windows out?
Jimmy's.
Was there something in particular about his windows that looked enticing to you?
No, ma'am.
You mean you just had nothing else to do?
Yes, ma'am.
Was it a school day?
Yes, ma'am.
Had you gone to school that day?
No, ma'am.
You played hooky?
Yes, ma'am.
Did your parents know you played hooky?
Not until that evening.
How did they find out in the evening?
I left my jacket up at Mr. Berger's house.
That's how we found out it was you, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Step up. You're his father?
Yes, ma'am.
You're his mother?
Yes, ma'am.
So what's your defense?
Well, the defense is I agreed to pay for the damage that he caused. There was another party involved.
The other party denied it.
The other party lied through their teeth.
Listen to me. The other party denied it. He has no proof that Jimmy was involved. He has proof that your son was involved because he left his jacket there. You go sue Jimmy for his half. Your son was involved. He's responsible for the whole ball of wax.
Okay.
It's not his responsibility to go chasing after the people involved. He got one person. He got your son who was foolish enough to leave his jacket.
Well, he was full to skip school and get himself in trouble.
You're absolutely right.
And
So that if somebody has to go chasing around to find out who else was responsible, it doesn't have to be this man here. It has to be you.
Right. And
Right, because you should know where your son is. Because I guarantee it's not the first time he skipped school. Right?
well, yes, it was to our knowledge.
Oh, no. It's not the first time he skipped school, is it? No.
Well, there we go. There's a first.
First time maybe you know about it, but it's not the first time he skipped school.
That's true.
Fine. May I please have the bills for the windows for the car, please? See, I didn't even have to say anything.
There you go.
What is it all together, Mr. Barriga?
It's $6,236.
Just the car windows?
Well, plus the installation, plus the clips, moldings, and other items that have to go with it to install that glass.
Let me see pictures of the car, sir.
There you go.
Just the pictures.
Just pictures.
How old are these cars?
One is a 72, one is a 74 Porsche 914, Your Honor. I was storing them for restoration, is what I was doing.
All the windows are broken out on the car. Did you see the damage to the car, sir?
I was not allowed to see the damage. I went up a couple days later. Mr. Braga wasn't home, and I asked, and they said, no, we can't let you back here till he's home. And the schedule I was working, I was gone constantly.
Your Honor, when we talked about retribution, he said, bring me a list of the damages, and I'll take care of it.
How much did you tell him the damage was, Mr. Barriga? Not $6,000.
No, at that time, he was going to repair it himself and take care of it. Just give me the list. All I need is the year, make, model, and the last date of the van.
Sir.
That's correct. I did say that.
Did you ever tell him that the damage was $3,000?
The first time I talked to Mrs. Cooley, yes. That night, I said,
No,
Mrs.
sir.
Cooley, this is a minimum of at least $3,000. I said a minimum of at least $3,000.
On the first night, it went from 13 to 3. And, Your Honor, I have here from the internet, 1972 Porsche 914. All I could pull up was a Targa. These cars are not Targas. Low retail value, $2,200 for a running car with all glass. I could pick these cars up at a junkyard for $500.
Then what you should do, sir, is do that.
Well,
you should listen to me, sir. Because he had these cars, and if he wanted to put them outside and grow geraniums out of the gas tank, that's his prerogative.
Yes, it is.
That's his prerogative. Before your son decided to trash these cars, they had windows, front windows, back windows, side windows, vent windows, and they may not have been running and they may not have been in working order,
I understand.
but they look just fine.
Would you like these? They come from the internet about the car.
No, I believe you, sir.
Okay.
I believe you. I also believe that the initial estimate of $3,000 is probably right, because if Mr. Barriga is restoring cars, and the reason he had these cars is to restore them,
Well, but
you were going to restore them yourself, sir?
yes.
Good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $3,000. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Your Honor, this is case number 471 on the calendar in the matter of Khalifa versus Dunn. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have seats, please.
Miss Khalifa, you had a boyfriend whose name was?
Terrence.
And Terrence left you with a lot of loving memories and a baby.
Correct.
And Miss Dunn?
Yes.
You have Terrence.
Kind of, sort of. We're still friends.
So that's why you two ladies don't like each other, because of Terrence. Would that be a fair statement?
Exactly, no.
You mean if it wasn't for Terrence, you would like her?
No.
You wouldn't like her anyway?
At all.
Did you know her before Terrence?
No.
So you met her because of Terrence?
Exactly.
So it's all because of Terrence? So the two of you have been feuding, because I have a claim and a counterclaim. Harassment, damage to property, damage to cars, bricks, vandalism, all because of Terrence. So my first question is, where is Terrence?
He doesn't want to be a part of this.
Where is he?
He's at home, at work, maybe.
What kind of work does he do?
He works for an engineering plant.
How old is he?
He's 28.
And for how long were you with Terrence?
I've been with Terrence since 1997 for approximately 7 years.
So you're still with him?
No, ma'am, I'm not.
And how old is your child?
My daughter is 3.
How much child support does Terrence pay you every month?
$400.
You get it regularly?
Yes, ma'am, nonstop.
Love it.
I do too.
So what's your problem with her?
Okay. He was cheating on me with her. She's basically just like a home wrecker.
Just a minute. Asia, I think you got the emphasis on the wrong syllable, darling. It's not her fault.
I'm aware of that.
Not her fault. It's Terrence. And yours. Because before you make a baby with somebody, you get married. That's what people do. They don't have sort of a off and on relationship and then say, well, I expect commitment, but he's not committed. Not committed to you until you make a family. Making a family means getting married and then planning and having a child, having a home. Is that reasonable in that order? Did I do it right this time?
You did it right.
So she's not a home wrecker. You had no home. You only have a home with somebody who you're married to and have a family with.
Exactly, which is why I dismissed him too.
Fine. So it's not her fault. All right. So let's get rid of the name calling. She's not a home wrecker. Terrence is a bum.
Exactly.
Good. Okay. So Terrence the bum was fooling around with her.
Exactly.
And he was probably telling her a whole bunch of stories, like I'm not with her anymore, because he was lying to you, wasn't he? When he was. So would be a fair statement to say that he was probably lying to her at the same time. So now you can continue.
Okay. February 12th of 2002, Talia came to my home. When she came to my home, she was real irate or whatever. I specifically told her, you have too many kids to be over at my house tripping with him.
What did she come to your house for?
Because apparently Terrence was telling her something that he wasn't with me. So every time she came to do her trap checking, he was there. And it made her upset.
Oh, so Terrence was telling you that he wasn't with her, is that right?
It was the thing with him was what he wanted to leave her, but he knew that she was going to make it hard for him to leave her. So like she did when he finally left.
So what'd you go over there for?
I didn't go over there. There's all these things that I have here, or these false allegations. She is on antidepressants. She's bipolar. She has some problems that she needs to deal with.
All right, so she came over to your house, 21202. She came over to your house, and you said, don't come over to my house. You got too many kids, whatever. Go ahead. Finish.
My kids have to do with that. So then she comes over to my house, and when I said that, she went across the street from my house, picked up a brick, and proceeded to bust out my windows. When I had the cops and stuff come or whatever, I gave them the description of what she had on down to a T. That is exactly who they went and picked up, which is leading up onto my next issue. She was already arrested on that charge, and that charge she pled guilty to. After she pled guilty to that charge, she's back to my house on Easter Sunday.
Did you plead guilty to throwing a brick through her window?
I did.
Yes or no?
Yes, I was left with
Yes,
a choice.
you did. All right. So then we have no problem with that. So she's financially responsible for that. How much was that to fix?
That was $600.
Good.
She came back over to my house on Easter. Me, my daughter, and Terrence, we were getting ready to go to church. Once again, she screeches up to my house. She hops out. She had on some little black raggedy house coat, some fluffy house shoes in there, a scarf around her head. She started blurting all these cuss words. Again, she went across the street because my neighbor has these rocks going up. She picked up a brick, came across, busted out Terrence's back window in his truck, got the other brick, hurled it at mine, and hopped on top of my truck, scratched it, and then cracked my shield and landed on top of my car.
Was she arrested for that?
She wasn't arrested for that. When she did that, she got back in her car because at the time I was telling him to come outside. At the time he was coming outside to see what was going on. She immediately hopped in her car, rammed my gate swing open like this. She ran her car on the right side of my fence, bending it, came up and ripped my screen off of my
So why didn't you call the police?
Because I was already going to court for this other thing, but that's already pled guilty, and this is something totally different, and I'm handling that.
Why didn't you call the police the second time she came back to the house?
Because I already had called the police on her in the first incident, and I have all my reports, and I was on my way to church, and we were meeting Sunday at church.
Oh, no, I don't believe that. That I don't believe.
Your Honor.
Listen to me carefully. Then I assume you don't want to be compensated for any
Yes, I do.
damage. Well, I'm not going to do that because I don't believe your story. I don't believe that part of your story, that's why you didn't contact the police. She came over, she destroyed your truck, she broke the back of his truck, she pulled your screens off your door, which means she got really close to your house, and for that you don't call the police, but you did call the police when she just picked up a brick and threw it through your window? I don't believe that. Next.
She kept calling my house, saying, calling me out of my name, saying, yeah, your daughter's father is my daughter's father. My name is TT.
You have a child with him too?
No, it was a possibility.
She kept, once again, she kept calling my house saying, yeah, your daughter's father is my daughter's father. Yeah, my name is TT Dunn. It don't make me none. Done as in done with. Then she kept calling, okay. Then she kept calling, saying stuff like, she's gonna F me up. She's gonna do everything in her best interest to mess us up. Yeah, he's the father, but I have papers to show otherwise that he's not the father.
She thought he was. She went down the menu and she figured out later he wasn't.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You want to do the model?
You can't. I don't want you to say anything.
You shut up.
You want to go on a talk show. You made the wrong turn. You keep your mouth shut in my courtroom. Do you understand? You too.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Asia Khalifa claims her ex-boyfriend's friend, Talia Dunn, owes for vandalizing her property. Asia says Talia hurled a brick through her car window.
Anything else, madam?
December 5th, I went to court. When I get out of court, I have a note on my car that says trick or treat in a cuss word with a dead bird on it. The deputy came outside of the Jackson County Courthouse and removed it.
Anything else? That's it? Okay, Miss Dunn.
Well, first of all, this started when I did meet Terrence. As far as my baby, she called me one morning and asked me about him, and I told her, yeah, I had been with him for like the past 6-7 months, and I didn't know nothing of her. So I left Terrence alone, but I was pregnant when I left him alone. He knew that this was a chance that this might have been his daughter. That's why he never left me alone for the past 2 years. We still was involved or whatever, and we still went on and did our thing. As far as me trying to destroy them, you can't kidnap the willing. He came to me. I didn't come to him. You know, and
just a second.
Who
cares?
Right, who cares?
Did you go to her house?
No, I did not.
Well, you did go to her house once and threw a brick through her, and throw a brick through her
That
window.
first time, I had no other choice. I went and I found...
Sure, of course you did. Don't tell me you had no other choice. So you threw a brick through her window. You must have been pretty angry.
No.
You weren't angry?
No.
Okay. Then you went back to her house on Easter?
No, I was at church on Easter, and she's supposed to be Muslim, so why would she even be at church?
So you didn't go to her house on Easter?
No, I did not.
Now, when you went to the courthouse for the restraining order, did you write a note and leave it on her car?
No, I did not. That is not my handwriting. I did not put a note on her car. Okay. And where did the dead bird come from?
Now, what I'd like you to stop playing with your papers, Asia. Sorry. Now, I'd like you to tell me about your counterclaim.
My counterclaim is for harassment. One night, me and him, we had been out all day, me and my sister, and me, a friend of mine, and him were out, we went shopping. She proceeded to tell him later on that she followed us all day long. So that night, I guess someone in his family, his grandmother or step-grandmother passed or something. We were at home. About 3 o'clock in the morning, the police was called to my house. So they're bamming on the door. I answered the door, and they told me they had a third-party disturbance call saying that it was a disturbance.
You're talking very fast. I'd like you to slow down.
That it was a disturbance. So they saying that this wasn't true. They went ahead, and I told them who might have been doing this. They left. Well, about 6:30 in the morning, we're getting ready to leave. She comes out the dark parking lot down the street. I stayed up the street from the park, and you could see.
I can't understand you. You're talking too fast.
There's a park. It was a park in a parking lot right down the street from my house. You can see right there, she comes out the parking lot 6:30 in the morning where she had been all night after calling the police. She sat outside my house for like 30 minutes talking to him. I let
What's
them
next?
talk. I mean, she's done numerous things to me. She's called me, I'm pregnant, I'm a F you and your stuff.
How old are you?
I mean, it's ongoing.
How old are you?
24.
How many children do you have?
I have 4 children.
How old are they?
9, 6, 4, and 1.
Who's the father of the 1-year-old?
Her father is Cortez.
And that's the one that you thought maybe Terrence was the father of?
Well, Terrence thought also.
I'm saying you thought. I don't care what Terrence thinks.
Yeah, I thought it was a possibility.
Cortez the father of any other of your children?
No, he's not.
How old are you?
I'm 29.
How many children do you have?
One.
Are you employed?
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of work do you do?
Accounting.
What kind of work do you do?
I'm a student.
A student of what?
Yes, I'm a student. I do apprenticeship for Dwayne Harvey Funeral Home in Kansas City, Missouri.
Who supports your children?
I do. The apprenticeship, they pay me.
Uh-huh.
But it's an apprenticeship.
Listen, ladies, my sense is that each of you has been torturing the other over some worthless piece of protoplasm that we will call Terrence, who conveniently decides that he doesn't want to be part of any lawsuit involving you two women. He's just sitting back and laughing at both of you because you two women are fighting over him, and who knows how many other women are fighting over him. He's stupid enough to fight over him. I'm really sorry he's not here. I would have loved to have met him myself, and I know that Bird was really anxious to meet him. In any event, the damage to your window as a result of the brick incident, do you have a bill for that?
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to see it, please.
All that is together.
Okay.
Side glass, black glass lock, and one key. What did you need a key for?
Because when she broke the window, it jammed to where you couldn't lift my hood up.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $440. Listen to me very, very carefully, ladies. You've allowed Terrence to make a fool out of you because you're here exposing the lunacy of fighting with each other over somebody who's totally and completely worthless. Worthless, without value. How are you related to her?
This is my sister.
That you said, sit down.
Okay.
Sit down. Sit
No,
down.
but I want to say something.
You can't say anything.
In honor of
You
my
can't say
sister.
anything. You can't say anything.
She went through the bottle.
You can't. I don't want you to say anything.
You shut up.
Shh. Excuse me? Shh.
Your Honor.
Listen to me very carefully. You want to go on a talk show. You made the wrong turn. You keep your mouth shut in my courtroom. Do you understand? Do you understand? You too! I have only one provable claim. That one provable claim is for $440. But if you're going to allow this man to continue to make a fool out of you by doing anything to each other, then you're not as smart as I think you are. You're old. Quiet! You're old enough to make a child. You made 4. You have 1. You have a responsible job. Maybe one day you'll get one. If you continue with this kind of behavior, you are setting a poor example for your children, for your families, and just stop it. Say it's over. He's not worth it.
I would like for her to leave me alone.
Why don't you start listening, receiving, instead of talking?
Your Honor, you haven't listened to nothing that I have.
I
over here.
listen
She's
to
done
you.
The same thing. She's done the same thing.
Listen to me.
I have cracked windshields. I have all that same stuff.
Did she have a police? Just listen to me.
Yes, I do have a police report for that.
I don't care about a police report.
And her stalking and harassing me, sleeping in parks,
Listen to
being
me.
up and down the street all day long, and I'm supposed to keep letting her do this?
Get over it.
I am over it. She won't get over it because he's not with her.
Miss Dunn, anybody who has 4 children, starting with a 9-year-old, isn't too smart to begin with. And your conduct today just exemplifies to me that you are going to continue to be stupid. You have to be able to say, I made a mistake with this man. Or what? You keep talking. You just keep talking. I made a mistake with this man. I'm not going to have anything to do with this man anymore, and I'm not going to have anything to do with her. You owe her the money because you pled guilty to throwing a brick through her windshield. You are therefore liable. If you can tell me that she pled guilty or was convicted of any crime involving damage to your property, I will hear you. Other than that, I have no interest in hearing any of your complaints. Do you understand?
Yes,
No. Did she plead guilty to any crime against you?
She
no.
hasn't been picked up yet.
Good. She did not. Goodbye. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $440.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
If she had her other men and she was kicking it, living it up like I've been doing, this wouldn't hurt her.
I put my man out. I'll let the dogs lay with the dogs. It's not about that. I don't.
You're not stuck because of the world. You're stuck because of the walls you've built in your own mind. Doubt, fear, and excuses, they're the chains holding you back. But here's the truth, those chains. You're the one who can break them. So stop waiting for permission and set yourself free today.